What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, it starts out exactly like last video did because it's the same day, same hat, same shade, same shirt, same parking. It's the same. I'm filming the same day. Anyways, if you followed the Ram build to date, you know we ordered a 21 Bighorn and we opted out of the LED lighting package because it's like a $2,500 package from the factory, and why would I pay for it up front when I'm probably going to replace all the lights anyways, and that's exactly what's happening. So if you follow me when I had my Silverado, LASFIT LED, I'll link them Instagram right here, and I'll link them obviously in the description below. LASFIT LED completely hooked my Silverado up and gave me every LED light that was possible for that truck, and they're following the Ram build as well. And they just reached out to me the other day and said, hey, would you like to upgrade lights to LED? There's 11 lights that they offer for these trucks that are currently not LED, and so they started me off with just a couple. They sent me the low beam bulb for the headlights, which I'm very happy for, you know, running like the full 35% windshield tint. They sent me the fog lights, which are actually a switchback fog light, so I'm super interested to see how that's going to work because it's a standard 600K white light, but then when you flick your fog lights on and off, it'll come back as a 3000K yellow or amber light, which is kind of cool because I have run yellow or amber lights on a couple of my older vehicles, like the fog lights, because I think it looks kind of cool, but I'm not sure if it's going to be smart enough to like stay white. Like when you flick your high beams on, the fog lights come off, and when you put your low beams back on, are they going to come back as yellow? Like, is it going to keep switching, or is it going to like stay white? Is it smart enough to stay white until I double tap and make them yellow? I'm not sure. So they sent me that, and then they also sent me a couple interior lights. They sent me the map lights up front, and then they sent me the dome lights in the middle. So that's going to be nice because you spend 68 grand on a brand new truck and you still got like old halogen lights on the inside. So this is what we got. Like I said, shout out to LASFIT. They sent us some nice LED headlight bulbs, low beam headlight bulbs. So those are going to go in place of obviously the factory ones. They sent us the switchback LED fog light bulbs, and these actually came with like a PWM module. And then they sent us the, I believe these are going to be the dome lights, and these are going to be the map lights. Nice thing about these for the Rams is that you actually don't have to access the bulbs underneath the hood. You probably can, but there's not a whole lot of space. So the low beams are so far over you don't have to. There's actually a hidden compartment right here, and that allows you and gives you access on both sides of the truck to access your low beam bulb. You just pull out this little clip, this little door will fall open, and then you can reach up, take the dust cap off, take out the old light, put the new one in, throw this back up and call it a day. And then for the fog lights are super easy. All you gotta do is reach up underneath of the truck and replace them. So what I'm gonna do first, I could probably close the hood. I'm going to replace like this side of the light, so the low beam and the fog light, and then I'll leave these ones OEM, and I'll show you the difference of like how much better these are probably gonna be than these. And then obviously at nighttime I'll get some befores and afters because I do have a bunch of befores, and then we'll do the inside lights. Call it a day. Shout out LASFIT, you guys are awesome.
A few moments later.
My God, look at the difference. Now this is night and day. That's the old halogen low beam bulb and fog light compared to the new and improved. Wow, that's like super white. That looks damn good. Look at that yellow. Now I'm gonna try this fog light thing and turn them off, turn them on real quick, see if it does anything. Okay, so it turns yellow. I'm very curious about that. Let me do that again. And it goes back to white. Interesting. Okay, real quick though, let me do this. Here's that little headlight cubby that I was talking about. You can get in there. So if I do high beams and go back to, that goes yellow. Yeah, see, that might be a problem. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work. I like that it goes yellow. I think that's kind of cool. But every time I put my high beams on, it's gonna swap colors. And I don't think I'm gonna like that. I don't know, shoot. They look good. I just don't know if I like the switchback part. So also not sure how I like the switchback fog lights yet, because if you have your high beams on and you turn your wheel or put the turn signal on, it puts that fog light on. So I don't know if I like that the fog lights are going to be turning so much, turning colors, but they do look pretty cool yellow. I'm going to do this side, have the whole thing front end done, then we'll put the inside lights on. It's quite an upgrade in bulbs, size and everything. The new LED bulbs have like built-in fans, which is super cool to keep them nice and cool, but hell of an upgrade, hell of an upgrade. Alright guys, lights are in both sides. It looks really good. This is the only concern though. You can see that fog light's lit up yellow. This fog light is lit up white. So where the concern happens is in these trucks on the high beams, when you turn the wheel and you turn the wheel to this side, this light will light up. If you turn the wheel to that side, that light will light up. So in scenarios where my high beams are on and I turn the wheel, this is going to switch colors and this one's not. So that way when I get out of high beams, they're gonna be mismatched like this. I hope that makes sense. Let me show you. Yes, you see the concern. I don't think the switchbacks are going to work in this application, so I might try to, I'll drive it for a couple of days and see what it's like, but I have a feeling we can't do this, we're not going to be able to do the switchbacks. And then on the inside, as you can tell, we got halogen up there, halogen right there. So I'm going to try to do these inside ones real quick. Not exactly sure how I feel. Like, I love that LASFIT sent me these. I don't think the switchbacks are the right move though, because they're going to constantly be flipping and there's no way those two are going to be synced up together, because if you turn one way with the high beams on, that's going to flash and get off sync with this one here. So we'll, like I said, we'll do some further testing, but I feel like I might have to send those back and just get standard fog light bulbs, because I don't think the switchbacks are going to work. They're cool, it's a cool concept. I love you guys, LASFIT, but I'm not sure that's going to work. This guy on the inside is pretty easy. Actually, I should have showed you. I just put like a little screwdriver in right here and pried it out and it opens. It only takes one of these lights right here. My camera will focus. So I'm gonna pop this one out and I'll show you what the new one looks like. That's the difference in lights not being inside. So that's what they look like, LED versus not LED. You just gotta pop this guy back in. Should be good. Yes sir, nice white and bright. Now this is a little loose in there, so I'm probably gonna try to pinch these together a little bit. Pinch those together a little bit, put that back in, and this one's done. Then I'll do these front map lights up here. Now for the map lights, a lot of guys will take down this entire assembly because there are some bolts, some 8mm bolts back there, and you can pull this whole thing down to get to these guys. Now I might end up doing that, but for the time being I just popped this lens off with like a baby screwdriver, and so you can see the bulbs up there, right up there, but they're going to be super hard to get out. I'm going to try to get them pulled out through this way so I'm not going to pull this whole assembly down. And I'll just obviously push all this stuff back in, put the lenses in, call it a day. So I actually did get that off and get the old bulb out, put the LED one in. You can see the old bulb chilling here. The way I did that is I got this little like pry tool. It's not going to focus on that. I got this little pry tool all the way up behind the old bulb and just kind of pried it out. And so you can see there's a pretty big difference. Let me get the lens on. Get the lens on real quick, see if this pops back in. Alright, there's your difference. Hell yeah, that looks good. Old halogen, brand new LED, it looks good. That was so much easier than pulling this entire module down to put that light in. I'm gonna do this side, call it a day. And then I think the only other thing, I do remember now, there's LED lights, well there's not LED lights, there's lights underneath the driver's side and passenger side. So I don't know what bulbs, I might actually have some leftover bulbs. I'll see if I have anything laying around for underneath in the glove boxes, because I do have a couple spare LASFIT lights, so I'll keep you posted. Alright, so far interior looking pretty good. That's LED, these are LED. I'm going to guess, because there are some lights underneath here, I'm going to guess these are probably like the same T10 bulbs that the map lights are. And I was uncorrected. This actually is LED in the top glove box. The bottom one isn't, and that looks like it's probably like a T10 also. So I might have some of those. The only thing I might not have is these guys, because those look like they're a little small. They look like they're a lot smaller than the dome light. So I'll have to see what these guys are. But I want to say, like I said, I have some lights left over from LASFIT from before. These are the ones they just sent me, like the T10s for the map lights. These are 15s, which I think are like reverse lights or something. These are 10s that are white. So I think these are going to work. And then these are 10s that are yellow. And I'm not sure what these are for. These are just leftover ones I had from my Silverado. So I think I'm going to try to pull out the wheel, like the footwell lights. These guys. I think I'm going to try to pull these guys out real quick and replace them with these, because that would be pretty nice. And then I'll just have to figure out what's on the bottom glove box and what lights are up here. So, one sec, I'll let you know if these are 10s. Got this guy down. That's exactly what these are, little T10s. So, I gotta let this bulb cool down because it was on for a minute, so it's super hot. I don't want to grab it, put one of these 10s in. This little cap here, you just gotta line it up a certain way. You can feel it click and then you can pull it right off. So I'm gonna update these real quick, throw these 10s in and kind of go from there. Yep, that is nice. It's a hell of a lot nicer. So those are T10s. So I'm gonna replace those two real quick, call it a day.
10 seconds later.
Alright guys, these lights are absolutely ridiculous. That is the low beam and obviously like the switchback yellow fog lights. Now if we go inside and flip the high beams real quick. First off, note how bright the interior is now with the LED map lights, the cargo lights, and now even the footwell lights. So if I flick my high beams, you can see they're yellow. Flip the high beams, flip them back, now everything is white. Now fog lights are white, but I'm not gonna lie, when I just got home right now, this light was yellow, this light was white, just because in the Rams, if you have your high beams on and you turn, the fog light that you're turning, the side that you're turning on, turns on. So every time the fog lights turn on and off, they switch colors. So if you don't turn like an equal number of times, one's gonna be yellow, one's gonna be white. So that is like kind of a legitimate problem. We'll go for a ride real quick and I'll show you what it looks like at nighttime. It's super pitch black out right now. I'll show you what it looks like driving down the road versus the old school lights. So now with the new LED headlights and the tinted windshield, I could freaking see everything. This is low beams. That's high beam, so it's actually like it's not as white as the light, but it definitely is a little bit further, and we're gonna get high beams here shortly. This is what you see from the front windshield. So honestly, I think the camera makes it look a lot worse. These are high beams. Like I said, I don't have the LED package, so they're not as bright as they probably could be if I had the LED lights. So as you can see, even with like 35% windshield tint, it looks good. I don't have any issues. My camera's having a hard time focus, I think just because how black it is inside, but here's where the problem lies, and I'm going to show you this. If you put your high beams on, the fog lights shut off, but every time the fog light comes on, the light now switchbacks and makes a different color. So if I put my turn signal on in the Ram, it automatically puts on the fog light in which the side that I'm turning. So I'm going to turn now. I'm gonna turn, and when I go out, the fog light shuts off because I'm on high beams. If I turn my low lights back on, now that light is yellow, this light is white. Let me show you when I get home. All right, so that's kind of where the only problem lies with the switchbacks, because now one's yellow and one is white. So unless you literally turn the exact same amounts of times with your high beams on, these are always going to be mismatched. So if I go back in the truck real quick, turn high beams on, turn high beams off, now I have the opposite problem. Now this is yellow and this is white. So I love the idea of the switchbacks, but I don't think it's too practical with the Rams and the way they function. I do love the interior lights though. It's so nice and bright in here now, which is very, very convenient. I love that. But that is all I got for you guys. Shout out to LASFIT. Thank you guys for sending me some lights. I love your stuff. I love your products as always. Not sure I like the switchback fog lights so much just on this truck, because it's gonna be so hard to keep them on the same pace, if you will. But I will link LASFIT's information down in the description below if you want to get yourself a set of LASFIT lights yourself. I don't have a discount code, but I do have an affiliate code, and if you click on my code, I actually do get some credit for it, so I definitely appreciate that greatly. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, join the family, join the Cummins build, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.